Welcome back to Fox and Friends First and our special coverage this morning. Donald Trump dominating Super Tuesday with 7 wins from coast to coast. But what led to his victory? Here to break down the Fox News exit polls is Lee Carter. She's a pollster and partner with Maslansky and Partners. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you, too.
So we got new results overnight of exit polling. It gives you a good sense of how voters are feeling. I want to go through some of these. Let's start with the big state of Texas.
Yeah.
When you ask people how they're feeling about the federal government, 91% dissatisfied or angry compared to 8% that feel enthusiastic.
It's unbelievable. I mean, we know the sentiment.
We know that.
Talking about how angry people are. In Texas, though, this is 91%. So what I find fascinating is that 91% are angry, and Cruz still won as somebody who's in office. So he had a really big night in Texas, and it was bigger than I think anybody expected.
That is interesting. Ted Cruz won. Of those that are dissatisfied with the federal government, 43% went to Cruz, 30% went to Donald Trump, which does make sense.
It does make sense, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's the zeitgeist of what's going on right now. You can feel it when you're out there talking about it.
No, that's a great point. All right, let's move on to the next one. Texas Dems who value honesty most in candidates. 59% of those votes went to Bernie Sanders.
They did, and that's not surprising either. I think when we saw the last couple of polls that have come out in the last few states that we've already seen, Sanders polls on trust, Hillary does not.
When it comes to evangelicals in Georgia, 39%, most of them went to Donald Trump.
And this is a big story. I think people are shocked to see this because traditionally evangelicals have said, I want somebody who shares my values. Donald Trump doesn't necessarily. But what we're seeing over and over again is that evangelicals are saying this is the man for the job. And we're seeing that, we see it in Texas, we see it all over the country. And I think a lot of people are surprised by it, but as you start to think about it, it really makes sense.
Also, we asked the voters in Georgia the most important issue for them, government spending.
Government spending was a big draw on a lot of issues. I think the economy overall, government spending, I think people are really afraid and think that they're closely linked together, that if we have, if we're in debt, how are we going to continue to grow as a country? I think they're closely linked and people want us to get out of it.
Yeah, I think there's a common theme here. There are a lot of angry people frustrated with the federal government.
Yeah,
We're seeing that all play out this election cycle. Lee Carter, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much.